Hi, everyone. It's Reverend John Owens here with Confirm Not Conform, here to talk this month about mentoring, as that is a hallmark in our CNC Youth Confirmation Program. And today I have Scott Tate, who serves on the CNC board, and he's been a mentor of many years. How many years has it been, Scott?
16 maybe.
How,
I
and
think
how,
16 or 18.
how many people have you mentored in the program?
I was trying to count up. I think I can remember 8 specifically. So maybe 8 or 9, quite a few. And a lot of times there are different mentors that can't be at different events. And so it's kind of a group thing. It takes a village, right? So, 1 week you're helping fill in and trying to work with a couple of extra kids, when we have these meetings, and sometimes you can't be there, so somebody else helps you with your mentee. And we've gone out to dinners a few times, a couple of us, and so it's kind of a group thing. But I've had some individual mentees. Gosh, it seems like for as long as I can remember now, John. It seems like as long as the program's been in.
That's great. Oh, I forgot to mention, Scott is a member at St. John's Episcopal Church, Oakland, if you're curious where he comes from. So what made you decide to become a mentor in the first place, and what do you like about it?
Well, like all the other, or a number of the other mentors, I should say, from the beginning, it started at St. John's. Scott and Molly and Keller and a bunch wanted to, create a better confirmation service, or program, I should say, better than what we all grew up with. My father was an Episcopal priest. I grew up in the church. Had Acolyte Will Travel. That was my dad, and so I went through a basic memorization kind of catechism when I was a kid. We learned, as everyone at St. John's knows, I'm a fan of the 1928 prayer book, and we learned it inside and out. And we memorized the Nicene Creed, we memorized the Apostles' Creed, we memorized morning prayer, Eucharist, etc. And we read a bit from the Bible. And what the program here is trying to be a little bit broader than just rote memorization and demonstrating that you have some familiarity with the scriptures. It's more of an interactive, thought-provoking. Well, it's the name, Confirm Not Conform. We're trying to help kids learn, experience, confirm a faith instead of just conforming, which a lot of us did or I certainly did when I was a kid, when I was confirmed at 12 years of age. So there was a program, an idea to expand this. My daughter was, I think, in the first or second class. She's 31 years old now. So we knew all the kids in that class. And so I naturally got swept in then as a parent and as a mentor. And we've gone through this for all those years, trying to make this better, more interactive. And now, through the good work of you and Scott and everybody else, and the CNC board, we've branched out to try and bring this program to a number of different denominations so that they can see their catechisms a little more broadly than just rote memorization.
Right. You kind of hit on it a little bit, but what are some of those key experiences that you think about that, again, makes this very different from, say, when you were a kid and you went through confirmation, that you think makes it a very valuable program?
Well, I grew up, reciting the Nicene Creed and believing in the Trinity and believing in one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, right? That's, the Nicene Creed means so much to me. But I can understand that a lot of people have a different take, and the verbiage may be archaic to some. To me, it's in my blood. But one of the lessons, for instance, in the program is for the youth to try and write their own creed. And I have to say, sometimes it's a little bit out there for me. but it's putting their own philosophy down in current speak, or current speak for them, I should say. And it's a really, it's a great, a great exercise. I remember one year just loving uh, the Nicene, or the Creed according to Rex. He was one of the kids, Rex. It wasn't my mentee, but his creed, his personal creed was outstanding. And these kids, they can be trying at times, but they're wonderful at times, and sometimes incredibly creative. Learned a lot from them. Learned a lot.
What have you learned as far as from this experience of being a mentor?
Well, as an old curmudgeon, 1928 prayer book guy, I've learned to try and expand my view and be more accepting. I frankly don't mind children in church these days, and I used to hate little kids in church making noise all the time. But I think it's really been good for me as a mentor to explore all of these challenges with the mentees over the years. I mean, as a kid, we learned about Martin Luther. Of course, everyone learned about Martin Luther, but we have this chapter, or this exercise where all these kids have to go out and pick a heretic and try and figure out, and study the heretic, and then report back to the other members of the group as to what it was that's interesting or appealing, or maybe they even reject parts of the heretic. But it's so great to hear all these different takes on these different social or religious leaders. And of course, Jesus was a heretic, right? So for us, I think that's just a great thing. And you learn so much from listening to these other young people and the other mentors as we go through the program. It's really good. Every year I learn something.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite story or experience you can share with us?
Well, I had a kid a couple of years ago, and I didn't know him very well, and I was asked to be his mentor. And it took a little while to warm up, and he was a computer data genius already by junior high school or something like that, and a science nut. And we went out to Foster's. No, not Foster's. What ice cream place was it? Anyway, Fenton's. We were at Fenton's.
Fenton's, yeah, I love it.
And from the movie Up, right? So we're at Fenton's, and we were talking about when it was that I became convinced that of a continuing consciousness and heaven and something else out there. And I was describing a college class that I had taken, and regressing from Descartes all the way back to the creation of thought, cogito ergo sum. And I said, and we go all the way back to some mysterious thought about the Big Bang. And he said, which Big Bang are you talking about? I think there have been 3. And I said, damn, 3? So then we went off in a whole different tangent. And I thought, well, I didn't expect that from this CNC course that year, but very, very interesting and challenging year that year for me. So I learned a lot from that little experience. That's just one, but it was really fun.
That's awesome. My final question that I have for you is, what wisdom or what can you pass on to future mentors who may be watching this video?
I would say enjoy the ride. Like I said, I'm kind of a curmudgeonly old 1928 prayer book kind of guy. And it's very enjoyable to see young people learning and trying to learn about this thing we call faith. And it's an enjoyable ride every year. It can be a little stressful when they get around to getting ready for the ceremony and reciting and preaching to the congregation and everything. That gets a little stressful, as it does for anybody who's ever been a parent dealing with homework. but you just have to enjoy the ride. And what's remarkable about that last stressful, process with the ceremony and the preaching, it's just amazing to see them blossom and bloom, and really just illuminate for just a few minutes. And so I would say, tell everyone, it's a bit of work, it's a lot of fun, and enjoy the ride.
Well, thank you so much, Scott, and thank you for your time. And thank you to all of those of you who watched this video. And we would love for you to share your own stories with us. You can send them to John, that's Jon, at confirmnotconform.com. And we would love to hear from you. And we wish you a happy Lenten journey. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.